Penguin Random House Australia Audio proudly presents The Fall, written and narrated by Tristan Bancks. All rights reserved. We at Penguin Random House Australia acknowledge that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples are the traditional custodians and the first storytellers of the lands on which we live and work. We honour Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people's continuous connection to country, waters, skies and communities. We celebrate Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander stories, traditions and living cultures, and we pay our respects to elders past and present. For Hucks. 1. The Fall. I woke to the sound of a voice, pleading, high-pitched and urgent. I listened with my whole body. The man's voice was coming from the apartment above, or was it below? I couldn't be sure. In the 6 days I'd been staying with my father, I hadn't heard much noise from the other apartments. The microwave in the kitchenette read 2:08 a.m. My father had left the heaters on too warm again, so my head was fuzzy and my throat was dead dry. I sat up and the springs on the sofa bed squeaked. There were footsteps across the floor above now, and another man's voice, low and threatening. I rolled off the couch, grabbed my crutches, and stumbled to the wide window. I wiped the foggy glass with the palm of my hand, my bruised armpits resting painfully on the hard rubber crutch tops. I looked out through the branches of a tall, leafless tree and across a yard to a wire fence and a mess of railway tracks beyond. It was raining lightly. People said that winter had come early to the city this year, but in the mountains where I lived with Mum, it was much colder than this already. I twisted the old latch and squawked the window open a little, pulling it in towards me. I put my ear to the narrow opening and was struck in the face by a rectangle of cold. I listened. The men's voices sounded louder now, but I still couldn't make out what they were saying. I opened the window a little more, stuck my head out and looked up and to my left. I could see someone's fingers curled over a balcony railing. All of the apartments had balconies, but they didn't hang out over the edge. They were set into the building next to the rear windows. That's where the voices were coming from. The man who was pleading sounded small and thin like a jockey. Another man was rough and phlegmy, like he had crunchy gravel caught in his throat. He sounded stubborn, bullish, like Mr. Mawson, my science teacher. Something bumped my leg. I pulled my head back inside and looked down to see Magic, my father's dog. My parents split up before I was born, so Mum got me and my...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?